It's time now for the Peter Channel Late Night News, and it's late when at August 17th, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins, and now your 11:30 p.m. news and odds on this late Wednesday night. Stops right at 11:30 p.m. as Donald Trump appoints media firebrand to run a campaign. The current pastor won in Southern California's most vital transportation links connecting Los Angeles to Las Vegas and serving as a key shipping route for trucks headed eastward producing goods. To penetrate the computers of foreign targets, the National Security Agency realized that software flaws that have gone undetected in the parts of the internet. Cisco, with Systems Incorporated, is cutting 5,500 employees, 7% of the workforce in the networks company's latest reaction to market shifts, including the customers favoring its software over hardware. No one at the German corporate round in Derbyshire was convinced with a possibly a defeat of Orrin Spiffin in the leadership election. So, a senior North Korean diplomat, along with his wife and children, safely defected to South Korea, making it the highest level of diplomatic defection from North to South Korea in history. New Delhi. Sharp kite strings that killed 3 people in India in a single day, according to a police. A 4-year-old boy the sports lit Willie was looking at for a car sunroof, and a 22-year-old man who received a lethal cut in his neck. Phoenix. Police investigators serial killers stalked in 2 predominantly Latino neighborhoods in Phoenix found 10 shell casings west of the home, where 1 of 7 of those killed and suffered at least 5 gunshots, according to the recently released police report. Residents in southern Louisiana began to assess the damage from the severe flooding that has submerged from the region over the last week. Thousands of sought shelter have had to be rescued. Green Party presidential nominee Jill Stein saying that Wednesday that she doesn't believe that either mainstream candidate is fit for the White House, brushing aside criticism that her bid could help elect Donald Trump. Colorado health officials said that it's highly unlikely that the trace amounts of toxic chemicals found in the 3 drinking water systems come from firefighting foam used at a nearby Air Force base. The dollar retreated versus all the major periods after the minutes of the Federal Reserve last meeting than the prospects for the U.S. Big box retail Target will add single-stall bathrooms at its stores, where the option is not currently offered, reflecting in a direct response to the debate that is erupted this year over its new transgender bathroom policy. Gawker Media founder Nick Denton emphasized continuing after the company's news commentary blog were sold to Univision Communications this weekend. NASA's Artemis mission mapped and studied the asteroid Bennu before bringing a sample home. Since around 2002, farmers in the England countryside have been using neonic insecticide to protect their abundant oilseed crops at 8.2 million hectares. The explosion of hibernation started revealing the site how the star's represented the fall according to a new study. A blob of coal has been kept violently pulsated with tentacles wriggling every way as it ejects its algal. Residents in the time-lapse video of the phenomenon called bleaching. The fight against the Zika virus as a new weapon in the genetically engineered mosquito has recently been approved by federal regulators and may be soon be available in parts of the U.S. In what may be the biggest online sensation since ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, movie stars and U.S. Olympians have liked to take internet to film themselves doing 22 public representative to honor 22 veterans fight to commit suicide every day. For all the women with certain health conditions taking calcium supplements may be linked with an increased risk of dementia, according to a new study. The Clinton Foundation recently hired a private security firm to investigate suspicion of its data systems were hacked, a new report says. Senator Bernie Sanders at a rally. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders speech at New York on April 19th, primarily in many ways told Doom for his push to capture the Democrat nomination. In a CNN interview earlier this week, Democrat Hampshire Governor Maggie Hassan was asked whether she thought Hillary Clinton, who Hassan's supports, was honest and trustworthy. Donald Trump's Youngstown speech includes talk of extreme redlining for immigrants. Donald Trump proclaimed on Tuesday night that the Democratic Party had failed to betray black voters, but the Reverend Al Sharpton, the number of black leaders saying that Trump was full of false promises. Alright, looking at some local news from the Attleboro Sun. Mansfield, one local resident, Lauren Ilopoulos, heard that the members of the Harvard Marine Union in the Mideast were getting enough care packages from home. She and her helpers snapped their attention, then they swung in action. Ilopoulos and her brother George, who began his second combat tour in June, informed her Saturday that fellow Marines supported them need donations of toiletries and supplies like mouthwash, sunscreen, toothbrushes, and homey snacks. So she decided to take on the task of preparing 150 care packages stuffed with necessities and shipping them to the Marines. To help pay the cost of overseas shipping for the boxes, and she herself her GoFundMe page, seeking donation $2,155 cash in only 2 days. The campaign has raised $1,400. And Lopez is also seeking donations of tax and personal about the individuals and businesses with whom she has contacts. North Federal, the planned affordable housing complex in the former Jewel Crest site in South Washington Street has secured financial support from the state's singular movement of the stalled project. However, the city has tens of millions of dollars worth of capital improvement projects in the pipeline, and new construction threatens to add to the load, but one city council said he found a way to lessen the future burden. However, with lawsuits piling up on the docket, city solicitor Robert Bangrati will get the help the accident and are erected as a result of the city council vote on Tuesday. In Norton, Governor Charlie Baker will speak to the Tri-Town Chamber of Commerce at its Economic Development Breakfast on August 30th. Foxborough, Brian Water made an ugly return this weekend. Friday is the last day to register to vote for the order to be held for the September 8th state primary election. Boston, electric utilities cannot pass under Massachusetts ratepayers and the cost of financing new natural gas pipelines in the states has court ruled on Wednesday. The unanimous decision from the Supreme District Court was issued by the environmental groups that dubbed the proposed tariffs pipeline taxes was set back for the Republican Governor Charlie Baker's administration, which had viewed the financing mechanism as a means of increasing the natural gas capacity and stabilizing electricity prices. Natural gas is the state's leading source of energy for generating electricity. The Department of Public Utilities approved the rule last year, in which authorized the electricity distribution companies such as Eversource and the Natural Grid to enter long-term contracts with natural gas suppliers and recover the tariffs of some of the costs associated with the pipeline construction. Peter Channel News Time is now 11:36 p.m. on this late Wednesday night, and it's time now for a traffic and transit report. Let's start off on the MBTA, where Worcester train 537, 10:30 p.m. from South Station is expected to operate 10-15 minutes behind schedule between Yelkin and Worcester's Union stations. And on the subway system, the Orange Line experienced minor delays between Ruggles and Roxbury Crossing between now and until Sunday. And on the ferries, Charlestown Ferry notice, please use the Constitution Period 1 for commuter ferry service until further notice. Alright, looking at highways and byways. Where's down in New York City, where 95 on the northbound side is backed up from Fort Lee all the way to the George Washington Bridge. 95 on the southbound side is backed up around the George Washington Bridge. Lincoln Tunnel westbound side is backed up around Lower Manhattan. Lincoln Tunnel Long Expressway eastbound side. Also after the West Side Highway via the Midtown Tunnel headed towards Brooklyn, and the again from Brooklyn down to Queens around 678. Barrington Bridge on the westbound side it is backed up. 95 on the southbound side backed up to the Rock stretch. Down in Connecticut, where 95 on the northbound side is backed up in Fairfield stretch. 95 on the southbound side it is backed up around Stamford stretch. 9th Merritt Parkway on the westbound and eastbound side is a little slow around the Stamford stretch. Merritt Parkway eastbound side a little slow headed towards Bridgeport. Out in Rhode Island, it's looking good in highways byways the Ocean State. Mass Parkway eastbound side a little slow in the Charlton Rest area. 91 on the southbound side a little slow in Northampton stretch. 95 on the southbound side slow from 495 in Foxborough all the way after Route 295 in Ann Arbor. Out in Southern New Hampshire, 101 in the eastbound side, a little slow on Route 95 in Hampton. Route 3 in the southbound side slow in the Nashua stretch. Route 3 in both ends a little slow on Route 4 around between Tilton and Lyon in New Hampshire. Spalding Turnpike on the northbound side a little slow after Route 202 up in Rochester, New Hampshire. Main Turnpike on the southbound side a little slow after 295 up in Augusta, Maine. 95 on the northbound side a little slow on 202 in Augusta, Maine. I-87 on the southbound side a little slow around Route 11 in Champlain, New York after the Canadian border. And New York State Ferry a little slow just before 490 around the Rochester, New York stretch. In Pennsylvania, 78 on the eastbound side a little slow around the Lebanon stretch. Pennsylvania Turnpike on the westbound side a little slow around west of King of Prussia around the Philadelphia area. 76 on the westbound side a little slow around Center City, Philadelphia. 676 westbound side a little slow around Center City, Philadelphia. 95 on the southbound side, a little slow after 695 in South Baltimore, and 395 on the northbound side, a little slow on the Capital Beltway, and 267 on the westbound side, a little slow on the Capital Beltway headed towards Dulles Airport. And Jersey Turnpike on the northbound side is closed between 95 all the way up into the Newark area. Peter Channel News Time, 11:39 on this late Wednesday night, and it's time now for a weather report. Current conditions here in North Massachusetts, 66 degrees, humidity 7%, and the dew point about 62 degrees, and wind speed is calm, and barometer trend about 99 inches, and it's rising slowly, and winds is calm to the west. Alright. Taking a look at current conditions around the region. It's 73 degrees out in Boston, 64 out in Bedford, it's 66 out in Beverly, 66 in Fitchburg, 64 out in Worcester, 64 degrees out in Norwood, 63 degrees up in Taunton, 66 in Bedford, 70 out in Plymouth and in Chatham, 66 in Provincetown, it's 68 in Falmouth, it's 63 in Providence, 72 in Quonset, 72 in Hartford and Groton, Connecticut, 79 in Bridgeport, 63 degrees up in North Adams and Rutland, Vermont, and Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 66 degrees in Springfield, 63 in Keene, Hampshire, 64 degrees out in Laconia and Concord, Manchester, Hampshire, 66 degrees in Nashville, Hampshire. It's 68 up in Portsmouth, Massachusetts, and Portland, Maine. Alright, looking at the national map, and it shows high pressure ridges in the Tennessee Valley and the Rockies, and low pressure ridges up in the Sierra Nevada and up to eastern Wyoming, and a cold front stretching from Washington State all the way up to Montana, merged with a station front headed towards the Canadian prairies, and a cold front up the Jersey Shore, and a front stretching from the Rockies up in the plains, and a front stretching from Virginia all the way down south of Georgia. It's 82 degrees up in New York City, 74 out in Washington, D.C., 72 in Detroit, 70 in Pittsburgh, 76 in Chicago, it's 82 in Atlanta, 84 in Miami, it's 75 in Dallas, Texas, it's 80 in Brownsville, Texas, it's 73 in Kansas City, 79 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 74 out in Great Falls, Montana, 75 out in Seattle, 60 in San Francisco, 66 in Los Angeles, it's 100 degrees in Las Vegas, 103 in Phoenix, 75 in Albuquerque and Denver, Colorado, and 85 degrees up in Salt Lake City, Utah. Alright, look at radar. Looking at radar and seeing some lines of rain showers stretching from upstate New York up to northeastern Ontario up to Quebec, and a line of showers of storms from Pennsylvania stretching up to the Maryland, Delaware, stretching down for the Virginias, and stretching down Kentucky, Tennessee, and down for the Arkansas around eastern Texas, the line of showers around Mississippi, and line of rain showers stretching around the Texas and Louisiana Gulf Coast, line of showers and thunderstorms off the Florida Gulf Coast and the Florida Atlantic Coast, line of rain showers and storms from the four quarter region stretching to Wyoming and Montana, and up to Idaho, and up to northern Nevada, up to the southeastern portions of Oregon, and a line of rain showers stretching from southern Saskatchewan up to southern Manitoba, and a line of rain showers stretching from west central Saskatchewan to the central portions of Alberta, and a line of rain showers from southwestern portions of Alberta down to northwestern portions of Montana. Zooming out because that is what caused the cancellation of the Boston Red Sox Baltimore Orioles game in Baltimore. Heavy bands of rain showers stretching from Abingdon down to Towson around the Baltimore area down at Lake Shore region. And wow, this is a line of ferocious thunderstorms stretching from southern New Jersey, curving around Dover, Delaware, and up around Milford, around Seaford, Delaware, and curving around Ocean Pines, Maryland, and stretching off the east central portions of Virginia. So, this is heavy thunderstorms with some hail and some damaging winds with this. Alright, looking at the satellite loop, and it shows alright. Looking at satellite loop, and it shows a lot of clouds stretching from New York State and Pennsylvania and southern New England stretching down for Texas. Another clouds from the Rockies stretching up to the Nevadas and up to Montana and up to Alberta and Saskatchewan, up to southern portions of Manitoba and the western portions of Ontario, and a lot of rain showers stretching over the central portions of British Columbia. Alright. Alright. The latest on Fiona. Alright, the latest on Fiona. Alright. The latest on troublesome Fiona. It's 15.5 in the north, 39.0 to the west, and maps the same winds 40 miles an hour, and moving west-northwest winds 16 miles an hour. And the latest on Fiona. The latest public advisory on Fiona turns west-northwest with no change in strength, and there are no coastwatch waters affected. At 11 p.m. Atlanta time, the center of tropical storm Fiona was located near latitude 15.5 in the north, longitude 39.0 to the west. Fiona is moving towards the west-northwest near 60 miles an hour, and this is headed with a decrease in forward speed is expected during the next couple of days. The maximum same winds in the remain near 40 miles an hour at 65 miles an hour. Hurricanes. Some streaming is forecast during the next 4 hours, and tropical storm force winds extended outwards up to 35 miles an hour to the north of the center. It's estimated minimum central pressures 1,006 millibars at 29.71 inches. Alright. Alright, take a look at the latest forecast discussion. We have a reinforcing cold front. Going to sweep the region late Thursday ahead of which will be a possibly some sharp and thunderstorm activity across the interior. Therefore, maritime high pressure moves to the Gulf of Maine Friday and Saturday, yielding dry weather and comfortable humidity across southern New England. The next stretch of wet weather arrives Sunday night and Monday. High pressure brings dry weather for the Tuesday and Wednesday, and watch the breakdown in the clouds across the region lately. And that's in 7 cents and north of a very robust connection of greater mid-Atlantic for temps are actually a bit cooler than most guidance currently suggests. Thanks to winds finally dropping in near calm, have lowered overnight winds a bit, but there could be an impact by the wind and with clouds from the direction ships offshore or well to the south for one of the instability gradient. Otherwise, forecast remains on track with this update. Alright! 7-day forecast goes like this. For tonight, we're getting some forecast color at 69 degrees. For Thursday, forecast color at 86 degrees. Calm will become in southwest wind 6 miles in the afternoon for Thursday. Punch back left to 2 a.m. west. Forecast color at 64 degrees. Southward about 5 miles an hour, becoming common in the evening for Friday. Punch back for 8 a.m. west. Both sides go at 6 degrees light north wind for Friday night. Punch back up to 2 a.m. west. Forecast color at 64 degrees light south wind for Saturday. Punch back for 9 a.m. west. Both sides go at 5 degrees Saturday night. Punch back up to 2 a.m. west. Forecast color at 66 degrees for Sunday. Punch back for 9 a.m. after 1 a.m. west. Both sides started both skies cover 5 about 69 degrees and for Monday, check the shot. That's what punch back for 9 a.m. west. Both sides skies cover 82 degrees. Just basis 50%. Monday night, check the shots, punch back up west. Both skies go about 61 degrees and just basis 30%. Tuesday, punch back up west. Both sides go at 81 about 69 degrees and Wednesday, south sky about 82 degrees. Peters, with a phrase of the night, a terrific Thursday on tap with some sun and clouds. And that's me for the Peter Channel Late Night News, 11:30 p.m. on this late Wednesday, August 17th, 2016. I hope you have a good night with a good positive. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more report. Good night.